Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and I'm here in the Singapore airport. This is one of the beautiful dreamscape areas in Terminal 2. In this video, I'm going to talk all about our pre-stay in Singapore before our Asia cruise. You can fill out your Singapore arrival card within 3 days of your arrival in Singapore. It is linked to your passport, and we didn't need to show it as we went through the e-gates. We booked the Hong Kong Ritz Carlton using points. I highly recommend booking your transfer through the hotel. It was a seamless process, and I had set up in advance for them to decorate the room for my husband's birthday. We had a great room with a view of the Marina area. The next day, we headed to Universal Studios. You can see it's fake snowing here. We were there in December of 2024, so we got to see the Christmas decorations. And then we headed to check out Spaghetti Space Chase. This Universal Studios is about a half day to 3/4 day park. I would say it's a little bit smaller than some of the other Universal Studios we've been to. We also wanted to check out the Waterworld show. This is another international exclusive. The next day, we booked a private tour and we started out heading over the Helix Bridge, you can see there, to the Marina Bay Sands, where we headed up to the observation deck to get a bird's eye view of Singapore. And then, of course, had to check out that pool. You may be familiar with Crazy Rich Asians. This was featured in that movie. We also wanted to learn more about this island, so we went to the cityscape to see the model, and then off to the hawker center where we had to try some Singapore dishes like the chicken rice. We were a little surprised that it wasn't too spicy, but it was delicious and very flavorful. The laksa had a bit more flavor than the chicken rice. I would recommend that over the chicken rice if you had to choose. I loved the seafood with the shrimp and the noodles. Then, of course, you have to go see the lionfish statue, so this is kind of a must-have place to have your picture taken when you head to Singapore. We also went to the theater and learned a little bit more about the history of Singapore, and then took the river cruise. I recommend taking the river cruise. It's a great way to get an overview of the Singapore area. You go back in front of the Marina Bay Sands, and that little globe thing right there is an Apple store. This building is huge on Instagram. It's actually the Department of Sports and Recreation, but we definitely saw a ton of people trying to take videos in front of it because of all the multicolored windows. Then it was time to head to Gardens by the Bay. So this has 3 different parts. One is the Cloud Forest, and you can pay to go up on these elevated walkways. You get 15 minutes, and you definitely want to book in advance. You can also head to the Flower Dome, which is this incredible, basically, greenhouse. You can see all the different decorations and flowers there. And then there's also the Cloud Forest. So this has the indoor waterfall and a ton of vegetation. It's just really beautiful inside. We stayed until the evening to check out the evening show. So this is very, very popular. You do want to get there early if you want to have kind of quote unquote the best seats. It just happened there was a festival during our visit for the winter holidays, the Winter Wonderland. They had live music, a beer garden, different stands. So definitely check the schedule at Gardens by the Bay to see if there's a special event like this. I was so glad we got tickets because it was really nice. We also had a meal at Summer Pavilion, a Michelin-starred restaurant at the Ritz Carlton, and I loved how intricate all the different treats were. Singapore is definitely that over-the-top luxurious place that you've read about. It delivers on that promise. The Marina Bay Sands has a number of rooftop restaurants. This is from Spago, so it's really neat to see the Gardens by the Bay all lit up. And we had really good veggie burger. The food was kind of American coastal. Now, if you get to the airport early, there's tons of places to explore. They have all different kinds of indoor gardens and beautiful flowers. If you have plenty of time, you can head over to the Jewel, which is where the rain vortex is located. This is that famous waterfall. And then they also have this museum that you can go through and kind of play interactive games if you end up having a lot of time. So that's all about Singapore. I hope you'll follow along with the rest of this series where I take you through our 6 weeks in Asia.